What is up, guys? How are you all doing? So today's been a kind of interesting day, but do you know what? This video I'm actually going to dedicate to talking about desks. So let's talk desks. Now, if you go back, I think just over a year, something like that, I went on this journey of trying to find someone to build me a desk to specific specifications, and I eventually found a company that actually wasn't too far away from me, and I'll leave a link to their website down below. But the guy's name is Simon, and he makes absolutely incredible furniture. He's not any kind of desk specialist or anything like that, but we worked together and came up with a design, and he built me my desk, which is just absolutely incredible. Probably the best sort of thing that I've purchased in many a year. It's a year old now, and literally if you come up to it, it looks no different to the day that it was made. If anything, it looks better because it's cleaner and whatnot. Now, I'm going to have some work done to replace where my Mac Pro sits. So I've been speaking to Simon again, and please don't get in contact with them unless you're very certain about buying something, because I've had a lot of younger people kind of ring up and talk about buying a desk only to sort of have their time wasted when they find out how much it is. So what we thought was that maybe if we put together a design of a desk that is shorter and didn't have the back piece or the drawers, then maybe it would be possible to get it down to a more affordable price. Now, if you wanted a desk built exactly the same as mine, with the same materials, by the same people, then you'd be looking at somewhere in the region of £2,000 to £3,000. Okay, that's how much mine cost. So, you know, it's an expensive desk because the materials are so expensive, and it took them quite a few days to actually build it, and then an entire day to install it. In fact, about 10 to 12 hours to install it. So you're talking about a lot of manpower and a lot of materials. But what we thought is, like I say, if we were to use the same materials but somehow reduce the amount of them and maybe cut costs somewhere on certain materials, and get rid of the entire back piece and the drawers, and just make it a simple desk with a back panel that enables you to drop all your wires down into, etc., but still have it with the same kind of look and feel like my one has got, and then have your monitors on like a post at the back or mounted on the wall or something like that, then that would be a viable option. Now, to me, I looked for a long time to try and find any kind of like nice desk, and the only thing that's out there really is kind of tabletops from IKEA, and some sort of desks like this, little cheap desks from Staples, and they really, for me, in my opinion, aren't up to the job of a nice desk and something that's going to last you for quite a few years. So I've always been thinking about the fact that maybe it would be worthwhile getting some designs together, getting some stuff put down on paper, and come up with a fixed price for specific size desks. So I was thinking like a desk of this sort of size here, maybe between the £500 and £750 mark, and then one that's maybe sort of 2/3 or so of the size of this desk in terms of length, and this desk is long, this is like 2 meters long, for somewhere in the region of like £750 to £1,000. Now, by no means is this going to be any kind of cheap desk project. That's going to be the price. The materials alone to build a desk like this one would be in excess of £250. So to have all the labour and everything else and come up with a desk of that size for less than £500 is totally and utterly impossible, even forgetting about profit. So that's where I'm coming from, and I do realise that that is considered, I would guess, an expensive desk, although it's not an expensive desk, because my quick lock desk that I had before, some crappy bit of wood and metal, was in excess of £600, and a lot of like crappy desks that you'll buy for offices and stuff are way above that as well. So personally, I don't think it's very much, but then a lot of people sort of go budget on desks, thinking that it's just a kind of irrelevant part of the setup. But to me, when you're sitting at something for a large period of time, it is most definitely a very important part of the setup, and makes you comfortable, and feel like you want to sort of work at that environment. And in fact, this material that this is made out of is absolutely fantastic. You can't damage it basically unless you did something ridiculous. It's heat proof for when you can just put cups of tea on it boiling hot. It's nice and cool all the time. It never gets warm or heats up in any way or gets sort of sticky or sweaty. And obviously it looks extremely nice as well. So the point being really of this entire vlog of me just talking for the last 5 minutes and 15 seconds is this something that you guys would be interested in? Even if, you know, not necessarily everyone obviously, but are there any of you out there that would be interested in a project like this? If I could get you know, maybe a certain number together for a desk of these sort of two sizes, like sort of slightly smaller than mine or this smaller one over here, and have them built out of this material with this kind of solid feel and etc, etc, you know, is it something you would be interested in at those price points? So at you know, it'd be sort of 500 to 750 for the smaller desk and 750 to 1,000 for the bigger desk. And then if you want to go up to something like mine or add complexity, obviously the price is going to go up. But it'd be interesting to know what you guys think of that, because it is something that I'm considering maybe sort of coming up with some idea with, or some kind of plans moving forward. But again, these are only sort of guessing figures, preliminary guessing figures. They are not fixed by any means whatsoever, and they could actually end up being more than that, who knows. But I just thought I'd get you guys feedback and see what you think of the kind of idea, the price point, etc, etc. Now obviously I could go out and speak to a company and get some wooden desks knocked up for 50 quid. Or, you know, a couple of £100 or dollars or whatever, but that's not what I'm into. I'm into premium stuff that's going to last a long time, that's going to be worth your money. I would have no interest in creating budget products. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll be really interested to hear what you guys say. Be honest and open. There's no one's going to take any offence, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.